The silence over the cliffs of Yakai was deceptive. Smoke rose from the smoldering ruins of shattered villages, while the last shadows of war crept like phantoms across the land. And amid the ashes walked a man once known only as the Bloody Toshiro, a warrior of the Shadowkin, commander of countless nocturnal surgical strikes against the iron grip of the Mikage Autocracy, a brutal regime ruled by a demoness whose dark sorcery and tyrannical rule had strangled the land. Toshiro was a master of covert warfare. He didn't fight on open fields. He struck where no one looked, when no one expected. Precision, silence, death. To many, he was a hero, but to him, the war had never ended. "You can't kill them," he whispered. "They always come back." He meant the demon spawn, creatures from another realm, twisted horrors whose mere presence corrupted the living world. Toshiro didn't fear them. He despised them. He had seen too many friends vanish forever, only for the same demons to return from Anathrat days later. It was a never-ending spiral, and Toshiro had sworn to break it. Then came the moment that changed everything. During a raid on a Mikage outpost, his warriors captured a woman hiding in a ruined shrine. She was unnaturally beautiful, her movements fluid, her voice like still water. She called herself Zizo. She claimed a demon had once possessed her, but had fled when she was taken captive. Toshiro pressed his blade to her throat. "I know demonkind when I see it." But she met his gaze and replied, "I know what you seek, Toshiro. I know how to stop them. Forever." He should have killed her, but something in her voice held him back. Zizo spoke of a forbidden ritual, a way not just to banish a demon, but to bind it, not to a body, but to an object. A sword, a stone, a vessel, anything that could trap the demon. Eternally. "This magic doesn't send them back to Anathrat," she said. "It imprisons them, with no return. If you're lying, you'll suffer," Toshiro warned, lowering his sword. Days later, they tried, and it worked. Zizo ripped the essence of a lesser demon from its host. It didn't flee, it didn't vanish, it was sealed in a simple, mundane item. That was the turning point. Toshiro became obsessed. Even after the Mikage fell, he wandered Yakai, hunting down demon spawn to feed to Zizo's magic. He abandoned the new Shadowkin Council, ignored old allies, left behind everything. Only Zizo remained, his ally, his ritualist, his means to a final war. Then they found Vornspor, a demon of immense power. The battle was brutal. Toshiro held the creature down while Zizo began the rite. The ceremony lasted for hours. The air burned, the world shimmered. And when the demon screamed one final time, it was trapped inside Toshiro's blade. He lifted the weapon. Something inside was awake. He felt it. Strength, clarity, hunger. The sword was no longer just steel. It was power. "You're ready now," whispered Vornspor from within. With each battle, the bond grew. The sword fed on life and passed that strength to its wielder. Soon, people no longer spoke of the man, only of the weapon. The voice in his head grew louder, but Toshiro told no one. When the Shadowkin Council learned of his weapon, they recoiled. "You've joined the enemy," they cried. "You carry its essence." They demanded he destroy the blade or leave Yakai forever. He refused. "You want peace?" he asked. "Then let me wield this power. I am its master." When they tried to force his hand, he drew the sword. It was a massacre. He fell upon his brothers like a storm of shadows. Their bodies lay cold and broken. and in the reflection of his blood-drenched blade, he saw his face, twisted, warped, inhuman. He fled into the northern mountains with Zazo, and while she aged and eventually died, Toshiro remained unchanged, vigilant, powerful, alone, but still, there was doubt. He watched Yakai from afar as it blossomed in peace, yet Vornspor still whispered,
"They think they've won, but the demons never left. They hide within Yakai's people."
Toshiro's hatred reignited. He returned not as a savior, but as a hunter, a judge. In truth, the man was long gone. The sword had a will of its own now, and Toshiro, once its master, was now its servant. Perhaps Vornspor had planned this all along. Perhaps the bloody Toshiro was never more than a shell, a vessel. And if that's true, then Yakai stands at the brink of a new war, one no one saw coming. Which tales from Teleria do you want to hear next? Just let me know in the comments. And if you like the stories, I would be very happy about a like or a subscription. That way you support me and this channel.